All right. I love it. 7 hooks. For those people living under a rock, what is a hook and why is that important?
A hook is a way to just get people's attention really quick. And if you can kind of like get them to watch, like in copywriting, it's like you want the first line to get them to read the second line and the second line to get them to read the third line. So if you can get them to watch the first 10 seconds with the first 3 seconds, you have an opportunity. And I know a lot of you are already figuring this out because the first one I'm going to share is going to be a one I'm seeing a lot of right now.
Yes. Love it. Okay, cool. 7 hooks. Let's go.
That quick jump transition hook. Example might be like a jump scare, like the baseball hitting the screen, but maybe that chemical, maybe we don't want that. So maybe we go for like more of the funny, the person cutting the watermelon and then the water hits. And I won't give some of the other examples I've been seeing out there right now. The watermelon cut and then somebody gets splashed by water and it's somebody on your team. And they're like, if you got hit by a hailstorm, talk to our roofing company. So people are using that right now with the quick jump directly to kind of a call to action, which I would say, honestly, you guys have been doing a pretty good job. Congratulations to everyone that got on that and figured it out. Because I saw a lot of roofing companies getting 3,000, 10,000 views that haven't gotten 300 views before. So good on you for getting into it.
I love that. Where do you get those bits of video?
A lot of times CapCut is where you'll find the templates.
Okay.
But a lot of times you'll find them by scrolling TikTok as a user, kind of looking for ideas. And maybe it's just a couple times a week, I spend 10 minutes just scrolling, looking for kind of fun jump cuts or whatever. Yeah. So I'm going to call that the quick jump transition.
Love it. Yeah. Tim talked about spending time like scrolling. I try not to scroll. We all get sucked into it, obviously. But I actually have intentional like R&D, like research and development time where I'm literally scrolling and then saving things. You see a meme or you see some video, it might be related to something completely different, like the Olympics right now. And you're like, how can I use that for my market? So invest some time into R&D for sure.
Exactly. Number 2, I'm going to say the man on the street hook. And we have actually used this one probably the most. And it's pretty easy. You literally let's say you can go out on Amazon right now and get one of those like flags for a microphone. Half you guys already have the DJI mics, the little lav mics. You can put your DJI lav mic in a little microphone holder. Those are on Amazon, 10, 20 bucks. You put your logo on it, big and bold right on it. You can go around and go right on the street, wherever you're at, and just ask questions. One that we did that was made on the street about roofing was like, guess what manufacturer you have on your roof? And like, no one knew any. Then we're like, name one shingle manufacturer. Like, no one knew.
Love it.
And so the call to action could have been, if I was a roofing company, that could have been like, you don't know any brands of shingles either. And so choose a company that actually cares about customer service, and it's the reason people watch is because they get a bunch of answers kind of quickly. The ones that have worked for us the most have been like, what's going to fail the quickest? Like what shingle is going to fail the quickest? And we've done like what HVAC unit won't last 10 years. We've done a bunch of things where it's like kind of elicits a brand name response, because then people will be like, and in our case, we were talking to roofers or HVAC contractors. It elicits a brand response to them. They can avoid that brand, And This is scary. I know this is spicy for some people. And in our case, we don't have any allegiances, so we didn't edit anything out. We just left it all exactly as it was. And I think at the end of the day, you can find spicy, interesting questions. Even if it was just like, if you're a fruit, what fruit would you be? Or whatever. You could do tons of different things and then find a way to flip it into your company. And man on the street works. It's fun because it's action. It's fun because it's random. It's fun because it's almost like candid camera, in a way.
Yes. What's that guy? I'm trying to look up his profile now. The School Hard Knocks. Do you follow him on Instagram?
I don't.
Oh, dude. So it's this college student, University of Texas, Austin. And he just started going around Austin and now other cities. And he'll go up to someone that gets out of like a G-Wagon or like a Range Rover and just ask them like how they made their money and questions like that. It's so engaging. It's really good. He's got 3 million followers.
Real quick principle that I'd like to push in here is like, yes, like basically like if any homeowner would want to know this thing, That's a great hook. Honestly, I think in homeowners too, when I'm doing content for us, because they're more likely to watch it and then drive the views for like our ideal customer, which is contractors. So if you thought about it this way, you're going after people in your city. You want to get views in your city. So if you could do content about the city, that might be really good. And if they know you do roofing, so like if I could get people from my city, but it's also like maybe people that were planning on traveling. So if I was in Austin, I could be like, what are the best restaurants in Austin? I go around, I ask people on the street, but then like somebody that's could travel to Austin could also be watching. And the reason it matters is because even though they're not in our ideal customer group, people traveling push it up in the algorithm because more people, you don't want 90% of people to stop watching just because it's not about them. So sometimes you're kind of tapping into the broader circle to get at the smaller circle.
Absolutely. I love that one for local businesses. You know, I'm not local, neither are you, Tim, but
yeah,
local contracting business, like that's an amazing one, the man on the street, because you're building that community and tapping into different people and so many opportunities there.
You could go after like insurance agents and get a bunch of insurance agents. It doesn't have to be you're just running around in that moment. You could do 5 different insurance agent offices and then be like, whatever. I don't know what the question would be there. I'm going to go to number 3, counterintuitive secret hook.
All right.
So one of ours did really well. Probably one of the most, like it was like 3 million or something, most original views on one original video, which is like why I wear long sleeves and pants in 90-degree weather.
Yep.
And I didn't know. So like, I'm just curious. I use my curiosity to the people I'm around and to somebody who's kind of, representative of my ideal customer. I'm like asking about, an HVAC client, whatever. And that person gave an answer and it was like, essentially it takes the heat off. And it's a question a lot of people have. So it worked. But what is when you see counterintuitive things happening out in the wild with homeowners or even like talking to your crews or what, counterintuitive for whatever reason, and then putting it right at the beginning, we talk about the text right up at the top of the video that gives them, this is what you're about to see. So we always put those up there just so that they can watch it longer.
Yeah. Counterintuitive. When I see that word, I'm curious because it shifts your mindset, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking this way, but now I'm thinking this way because I saw that video.
Yeah. You could put, you may think you don't, you want to wear short sleeves and short shirt, but I'm trying to think about something for roofing. You may think, what's a counterintuitive roofing secret? Comment below with your counterintuitive roofing secret. Because whatever it is, that's a great video for sure.
Yep.
All right. Next is the exclude people hook. So we're always trying to make this video for everybody, right? Example that I saw recently was like NFTs explained for girls. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Like, first of all, don't exclude me. I'm watching this. All right. And then also,
I'll show them.
Yeah, I'll show them by watching this entire video because I want to know what the hell is an NFT about. And then we've got, like, for instance, State Farm's new law explained for homeowners, a new rule or whatever explained for homeowners. So you're saying like it's only for homeowners. And the point is like if you exclude more people though, like let's say if you said homeowners in the Midwest or whatever, you would very quickly, like everyone in that group, the tighter the group you make it, those people are going to watch. And it's also going to serve up to more and more of those people. That's the change, the interest graph thing that we're talking about. The tighter you can make it, and you can almost exclude people, and it sometimes will work really well. The reason why we've learned so much of this is because we're putting out like 2 or 3 of these reels a day, right? We've learned a ton for like 3 years. And so I'm not saying that this is going to work the first time for you, but it might be an experiment.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to just try to drive this point home by like asking people what makes them stop scrolling in their feed, right? Everyone listening or watching this, like what gets your attention in your feed. Likely it's something that's specific to you. So think about that, right? That's kind of the other side of what Tim's talking about here. Exclude people is be very specific to the people you're talking to.
Absolutely. My 5th one is controversial statement hook. Let's say London is a very hard place to live, or another example might be your insurance agency actually doesn't care about you. Like watch that if you have a bunch of insurance agents as referral partners, but you know what I'm saying? Saying something that could be controversial. I don't even think that this one's new to people, but you can use it in video too. I guess this isn't controversial, but an example might be like your gutters are probably backed up right now and they're probably doing nothing. There's things that you could say that are a little bit more intense, kind of speak to somebody specific, and you say something that might, you almost want a little what? And figure out a way to do this that still feels good to you. Because I do think that there's spots where like people get stuck doing this all the time. The end results we really do want is for people to like us. So sometimes I'll use these things, but then I'll kind of stop doing it for a little while because I want the chemicals towards my company to be positive ones.
Yep.
I don't want to just be the controversy guy. So we kind of got to find a way to utilize this stuff. It's like a alchemy.
Yes.
It's almost like controversy is a little bit of like very intense, and it's almost like a dark art. And you use it a little bit to grab attention, but at the end of the day, what you want is them to love you and you to know that you love them. Yep. We want all the area that we serve to be scared how much they love us, so to speak. We want to get the good vibes going is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for sure. One of our clients recently submitted like an ad idea to our team for us to review, and he's a roofing company owner. And his hook was, "We don't want to replace your roof." And so that's, coming across as a roofing company. It's like, wait, what? Why don't you want to replace my roof? And it's kind of a pattern interrupt too, because every other freaking roofer in your market is like, you need to replace your roof today or else your house is going to cave in, And now here he is like, we don't want to replace your roof. And then he gets into the rest of it. But I thought that was pretty clever.
That is a great example of this type of hook. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
And I think that's also like noting that these types of principles work in other, like if that was a billboard, I would stop and I'd be like, I'd have to read the rest, right?
Right. So, yeah. I know you're probably curious as to what the rest says right now. I'm not going to share it. So
perfect.
Stay tuned. Next episode.
And that is it. These principles like just go across all different things. It could work in a blog. It could work all these different ways, right? 6, if this, then that. Okay. So if you're X, then you should probably check out Y. If you use your iPhone to film content, you're going to watch this video. If you're in the Philadelphia area, you're going to also want to have your roof looked at. Like you can start to create this, if this, then that kind of, because the first part, okay, I got it. Maybe I need to watch this. I don't know. And then you got to kind of deliver on that. Ideally, it's something a little bit more substantive, but the if this, then that hook is number 6.
Okay. I think what works with that is that first part, if you're this, because it helps people identify as being a part of iPhone owners or people that live in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Again, people are going to pay attention to what it is that they identify as.
And number 7 is the wrong way hook. Don't do X, do Y. And you could do a big, red X over the top of it. Don't clean off your roof this way. Then showing the proper way to do it. For some reason, that really, that was the first video that we ever did that went viral, was like, don't buy the cheapest pipe boot. Right. And then I don't know if we did the meh on it, but like we're saying don't. And then we're saying, but do this instead.
Right. I love that. I use that a lot. I would say, don't spend any more money on marketing. Do this instead.
It's a really good one. And then I wanted to go really quick through my bonus strategies. So just if you got into the end of this and you're like, man, that was nothing actionable from this whole video, then I've got 5 quick ones for you. Fine.
Hold on. You're a chump. If you're watching or listening and there's nothing actionable, we went through algorithm changes. Tim is sharing what he's doing, what he's been doing all year. We went through 7 hooks. Out of those 7 hooks, you can probably come up with 10 video concepts each if you put the time into it. Sit down with your team, do some whiteboarding, brainstorm, punch some of these things into ChatGPT. Use that for some ideation.